Još nekoliko pitanja, teško je, znate, sva su dobra. Teološki i sociološki gledano, kakva je razlika između Turaka i Arapa? Theologically and sociologically speaking, what is the difference between the Turks and the Arabs?
I don't have scholarship in ethnology. I don't have that capacity to distinguish between different ethnic groups. And I don't see a need for that. Because the Lord God created us the way He created the flowers in the flower garden. Are the flowers all the same color? Have you seen a flower garden in which all the colors are the same, all the flowers are the same color? No, not as beautiful as a garden in which there is a multiplicity of flowers, a multiplicity of colors, a multiplicity of shapes. This is Allah's creation. وَجَعَلْنَكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلًا. He created us with diversity, different nations, different tribes, different colors. But it is arrogance. It is arrogance to say that one tribe is superior to the other. Because my skin is this color and your skin is that color. That I was born superior. I have a birthright of superiority. The Lord God created me to be superior. That rubbish is what is there in Jerusalem now. That rubbish has to be washed away.
Thank you. Sljedeće pitanje, da li će doći do izgradnje trećeg hrama? Will the third temple be constructed?
The Qur'an has spoken on this subject in a chapter of surah entitled The Israelite People. Chapter number 17. And it speaks of the Israelite people committing wickedness in the land, meaning the Holy Land, on two occasions. Fasad is that which corrupts to the extent that it can destroy. Fasad. The Qur'an says that the Lord God gave the Holy Land to them, the Israelite people. The Qur'an says that the Lord God gave the Holy Land to the Israelite people. How come the New York Times doesn't publish that on front page? Huh? How come CNN doesn't say that every single day, morning, noon and night, that the Qur'an says that the Lord God gave the Holy Land to the Israelite people? It's there in the Qur'an. The reason why they would not say it is because the land was not given to them unconditionally. That's why. There were conditions attached to the grant of the land, and they know that. And every time they violated the condition, the Lord God threw them out. This land is yours on the condition that you have faith in the Lord God and you are righteous in conduct. And to declare that you are the chosen people and the rest of mankind are like cockroaches, that's arrogance. That's not righteousness. And so the first time they were wicked in their conduct, and the Lord God threw them out. And they were taken to Babylon. But then He allowed them to come back. And the second time around, again they were wicked in their conduct. And they acknowledge this. But the second time, when they were expelled from the land, the temple was destroyed, as it was destroyed the first time by the Lord God. But the second time around, when they were expelled, the Qur'an says that they were broken up into bits and pieces and scattered all over the world. وَقَطَعْنَاهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ أُمَمًا. And then for 2,000 years, there was a ban on them. They could never return. 2,000 years. وَحَرَامٌ عَلَى قَرْيَةٍ أَهْلَكْنَاهَا أَنَّهُمْ لَا يَرْجِعُونَ. They could not return. Allah placed a ban on them. But then the Qur'an went on to say that they will be able to return only when Gog and Magog are released. And Gog and Magog have indestructible power. And when they spread out in all directions with their indestructible power and they establish the world order of Gog and Magog, then you will see the Israelite people being brought back to Jerusalem. فَإِذَا جَاءَ وَعْدُ الْآخِرَةِ جِئْنَا بِكُمْ لَفِيفًا. You'll be brought back to the Holy Land. But what will happen when they come back to the Holy Land? Listen to the words of the Qur'an. It's so few and yet so much in them. وَإِنْ عُدْتُمْ عُدْنَا. وَإِنْ عُدْتُمْ عُدْنَا. 2 words, that's all. If you return with your wicked conduct when you are in the Holy Land, we will return with our punishment. It will be an act of wickedness to destroy the house of God, the Masjid al-Aqsa, to rebuild a temple. It will be an act of wickedness to deny us the freedom to worship in the house of God. So yes, we anticipate that this is what they will try to do. They will say perhaps it's an earthquake and then the masjid will be demolished. But the first time there was just a fire, that's all. A fire in the masjid in 1969, August 1969. A fire in the masjid. And the world of Islam, which had been demoralized with the destruction of the caliphate and broken up into bits and pieces, immediately came together in a summit conference in Rabat in Morocco. Yeah. And then when Arian Sharon went into the masjid with his shoes on, with 1,000 Israeli soldiers with their shoes on, when God had said to Moses, Moses, you are in the Holy Valley, take off your shoes. Take off your shoes. And they went into the masjid with their shoes on. It provoked the intifada. It provoked the intifada. So can you imagine? Now that Trump has done what he has done, today there was an Islamic Summit conference in Istanbul. So if the Masjid al-Aqsa is destroyed, ever destroyed, to rebuild the temple, you can imagine what's going to happen in the world of Islam. Yes.
Sheikh Imran Hosein, thank you for your friendship. That's the most precious thing to me. Thank you for your insights and for your wisdom and for sharing it with the students at the Faculty of Law in Belgrade tonight. The book is available. Knjiga je ovdje na ovom stočiću. Izvolite, pogledajte i koga zanima možete nabaviti. Hvala vam što ste došli večeras.